All right, this is Tooth and Tail. It's made by the makers of Monaco, I believe, and they basically set themselves the challenge of making an RTS that you could play simply with a console controller. Um, and they really went for it. The control scheme of this game, actually, let's see, I think there's a place to display it. Is it bindings? Other? I swear, there was some place in here where you could actually see. Maybe it's in-game only. Gameplay help. There it is. Look at that. Like, there are a lot of very simple games that have more button assignments than this game has. I mean, not even using the Y button, not even using the shoulder buttons at all. This is, like, the simplest possible approach you could take. Which, you know, when you're deciding to try to take a genre to a platform that it usually doesn't belong on, you know, it's like taking when they first brought shooters to consoles, or taking, like in this case, a strategy game to a console. You know, there's a couple of different ways you can do it. You could try to find a clever way to take all the complexity of this genre that's usually finely adapted to its original platform and try to cram it in as tightly as you possibly can to the new setting. You could do that, but they've gone the opposite way. They're like, okay, how can we boil this genre down to as simple an experience as possible? And try, you know, have it still be an RTS, and have it still have a lot of the traditional elements of an RTS, base building, you know, commanding units, that sort of thing. But but just get it down so tiny that you have a much more limited problem set to solve with the new sort of uncomfortable context. So I'm pretty impressed with what they're doing here. So I've only played through, I think, most of the tutorials, so I've still got plenty to go. Plenty of learning yet to do. I replayed this mission like 4 times because I sucked at it so badly. So the tutorial, at least, so I don't know if this is just an extended tutorial or if this is actually like the full story mode of the game, because I get the sense that maybe they want to drive me towards multiplayer, and so this story mode sequence might, basically their story mode and their tutorial might be one and the same. I'm not sure how far to expect it to go. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm in the middle of a tutorial or if I'm in the middle of a campaign. It could be either one. So, psst, furball. What? Who let the common folk into our weapons cache? This area is long coats only. Ha! That include you, Fleabag? All that blood on your nice blue coat? It's hard to tell. Vash! Unk! Get in here! They do not come. Vermin command no respect. No meat, no long coats. Might as well be common folk. Watch your tongue, Trenchman. I'm just as capable as any of my troops. No, you're weak. But good for you that Archimedes is weaker. His civilized go to ground in the ends. Why are you telling me this? You on another's orders? When you stain your garments with the blood of the civilized, you look no different from the common folk. I know someone, Fleabag. Oh wait, who's talking now? Someone who could help you rebuild your army. What do you say? Ah, I say, let's go on a mission. So I should say something about the setting of this game. It's got kind of a Rats of Nim sort of vibe to it, kind of a Fantastic Mr. Fox, like we're, you know, kind of humanoid animals living in the woods, but with technology. I can't tell if I'm supposed to believe that there are also humans in this world and we're just living in the animal tier of society, or if this is a world where the animals are all there is. But I'm playing these sort of aristocratic rats. Hey, Matthew Bozarth has come to join me. I think this is the spot you should sit in if you want to be on the camera, or if you want to hide, you can sit over here and be a mysterious, disembodied voice. So right here at the beginning of a mission, it shows me the faction that I've got. So I'm the Longcoats, which are kind of the aristocratic faction. This has a sense of it being like a civil war amongst the woodland creatures. And then it tells me what units I'm going to have access to. So Distillery Brothers are kind of your basic ranged, like shooter guys. Engineers, these moles, they have the advantage of you can sort of spawn them anywhere you want, but you have to pay for each individual one. Instead of with these guys, you just build a burrow for them, and then it just generates as many as it can until the burrow's destroyed.
You do have to pay for them, though. Like the burrow costs 60, and then the unit costs 20.
Oh, and so each time it gives you a unit, like it gives you units automatically, but it just will eat 20 food. And if you don't have 20 food, it just will wait. That's what it means when the icon turns red?
I don't know.
No, we'll find out.
I don't know about the icon. I just know that the unit cost up there says 20, and the Warren cost is 60.
Oh, look at that! I haven't even delved into a lot of this UI up here.
And it supplies up to 3 of them, so that one will build 3.
So if I build 3 of these Warrens or whatever, then I'll get 9 of these guys. I can have up to 9 of these guys at a time. These guys are my like mortars, so they're not much good in a stand-up fight, but they're how I can take down the turrets, which are these things, which are just deadly against most troops, but are extremely vulnerable to these guys. And then these guys just burn everything down and are horrifyingly powerful, but also expensive. So so each time you start a mission, you get a setup like this to sort of tell you what you got at your disposal, because most of the stuff that you build, it's heavily context driven, and so if you're not sure whether if you don't know whether something's available, it can sometimes be confusing. I must find Hopper. Okay, so I've got my main character here who he can be killed, but when he's killed, he respawns, and so he's basically my camera almost. He's my cursor, my camera, my perspective. So the first thing I want to do is make sure I've got enough resources up front. You can queue up to 1 building, or at least 1 farm, that you can't afford yet. I tend to be a little bit of a turtler, so I'm not actually great at this genre. So you'll see me, I tend to just sort of build up my base a lot more than I probably should. So down at the bottom, with the right stick, I can control which unit I care about. So right now, for instance, I care about the Distillery Brothers, and so as soon as I've got 60 food, I'm going to plant myself a Distillery Brothers Warren. I think they're called Warrens. So now the Distillery Brothers, who are squirrels, once that's built, it's going to start steadily trying to pump out squirrels for me. Once I've got enough squirrels, I can take them out ranging, looking for trouble. Another thing I can build is turrets to protect my farms. They're called bullet hives because everything has to have an animal-y sort of name. So these things are, like, against the squirrels, they're incredibly powerful. But against the mortar guys, against the ferrets, they're just pushovers. They're ridiculous. So there's a very strong kind of rock, paper, scissors thing going on here. So, okay, so it looks like I can actually see on the mini-map that my enemy is down in the lower left corner here? Or down over on the west side? Oh, what is this? Oh, there's a person I can talk to and recruit? What? Oh, I've got an ally! Oh, neat! Cool, so once okay, so that wasn't an enemy at all. That's actually somebody who's going to work with me. Alright, so I got these pigs working. I've got a lot of food now, so let's claim a second grist mill. When they take down all of my grist mills, that's when I lose. So I want to make sure that I've got... Oh, wait. Was this my ally building these things?
Yep.
They ran over and built, like, extra stuff for me to help defend my stuff? That's great. That's nice. Okay, so I'm going to make sure I've got some mortar guys, too. And some more squirrels. So now, okay, so with the squirrels selected, I can hold the left trigger to, like, bring squirrels to me. Like, all squirrels, come to where I am! And similarly, once I have some ferrets, I can do the same thing. Now, so the left trigger just calls individual types of guys. The right trigger calls my entire army. So, say once I have a ferret, which looks like it's on its way. Uh-oh. Okay, so yeah, so that guy, the yellow dude is just sending his perspective character out to do reconnaissance. He has suicide bombers, I'm pretty sure. I think he just took out all my squirrels with his suicide bombers. That's...
Got little frogs.
Is that what they are? Frogs?
Yeah, frogs with dynamite on their backs.
Oh, that's amazing. So did you play a bunch of this like last night?
I haven't played it yet. I've just watched a bunch of people streaming.
Okay, gotcha. So I think there's probably people out there who understand this game way better than I do. Especially since I'm not much of an expert in the genre. Snakes? What? I've never even seen snakes. So I'm going to need... So they just keep... So this is the danger of turtling, right? Like, my tendency is just try to build up my base hugely before I attack anyone. But because that's what I do, I end up being really vulnerable. I'm not taking down his economy at all. Like, he just gets to build as many troops as he wants, because that's all I'm doing is sitting at home. So let me bring as much of my troops with me as I can. He's just smacked himself against my guys, so... Oh, I can recruit these guys. Neat. Hey, go attack that. Oh, so many... I don't even know what I'm supposed to do against these frogs. So freaking many of them. I'm taking out my turrets. Maybe I need to have some giant pig with a flamethrower. Maybe he can just blast them all and explode them all in one fell swoop.
Probably build more squirrel ones. 3 squirrels is not gonna do you.
I've got 6, but yeah, you're right. Probably need more. Get queued up a little bit too much. My infrastructure, what? Oh. Yeah, if he takes down all the grist mills, it's going to be bad for me. He has got so many snakes. So he just took out one of my grist mills. If he takes out the other one, I'm screwed.
You're not telling your guys to fight.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I have this, like, habitual assumption that, like, if my guys are anywhere near my base, they're going to defend stuff. That's not actually how it's working. Is this thing just gone for good now? Oh, my coffers are empty. Well, I'm just doing... So one thing this game does not have that I wish it had is a really simple, straightforward replay mission button. Because I've clearly, like, screwed myself over. But it'll take some time and headaches for me to try to go back, start over, and realize, okay, one thing I'm definitely not doing well enough is commanding my guys to fight. I've just kind of been building them up. I wonder if there is a way to just get them to automatically come to me whenever they're spawned. Because a lot of times I'm, like, running around and... Oh, no! It looks like they defeated my ally, who I should have been defending. Okay, so this just suddenly got, like... So far, up to this point, I've been winning a lot of these handily. Like I'll replay them sometimes when I feel like I didn't learn the lesson I was supposed to learn well enough. But I haven't really been replaying much because I lost. So now I'm in the phase where I actually have to get good at this game, or it's going to be a problem. Oh, hey, I could recruit these guys, but I shouldn't yet because I can't really afford it. I should be building things that spit out guys regularly.
Yeah, I mean, I would queue up a couple farms and then go scout, see where your opponent is.
And
see
where
if you
my
can find your ally.
potential ally is, yeah. Okay, so there's... I like that the pigs have little pistols that they pull out. Okay, there's that. A mole. Huh. So I could just capture one of these mills if I wanted to, but I imagine that trying to defend 2 very separate bases would probably be scary. Oh wait, no, I don't mean cell farm. Alright, so let's get some squirrels. And let's claim another second mill.
I think the top farm you didn't build yet.
Oh, did I not? Oh, you're right. Farm. Alright, so now I should attract my 2 squirrels to me in case somebody attacks. And...
Can you get some high ground over your opponent there? Like, can you bring a bunch of guys up on that high ground and then look down on them?
Is high ground a thing that matters?
I mean, you can't see up, right? If you're not on the high ground, you can't see up.
Oh, that's true. I hadn't thought about that. That guy seems valuable enough to recruit. So yeah, maybe I can, like, put a turret up there.
I'm thinking, like, go up there and then go northeast.
Oh, so that I can scout around from up here and not get into any
Well, no, just
trouble?
like that's your opponent.
Ah.
So like as long as you stand up there, he can't see you.
Oh,
And
but
so
I can
if your
see.
guys are up there, I mean, you probably want to make them walk a better way.
Oh yeah, probably should.
And like go give them vision and stuff.
So does my vision determine what they can see?
Yep.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I was killed. All right, let's get some more farms going up in here. And I just realized that I need to build another ferret. How much does the ferret cost? 120? Oh. Man, ferrets overcharge. Epic Secure asks, is everyone in this game an anthro of some kind? Yeah, I don't think that... I don't think there's humans in this world. I think this is a world ruled entirely by animals. And okay, so one of my favorite things about this game is the fact that when you lose a battle, or when someone wins a battle, it basically implies that the victors are eating the losers. Okay, so I did manage to send my guys over to attack the snakes. Just barely in time. And, okay, let me get another war in here. And let me replace my turrets. Should I put a second one up here? I don't know. Oh, there's the frogs. Hey, everybody, over here. So I'm hitting my right trigger to try to get these guys to come and attack. The problem is, like, I just feel like these frogs, they just take out entire swaths of my troops. And, yeah, they're destroying the gristmill. And I'm not sure what the counter is to that.
A lot more
I guess maybe so. Oh, I'm dead. So I'm hoping that people watching this can sort of tell what's interesting about this game, despite the fact that I'm not actually representing it very well. Because...
Well, maybe moles are very tanky.
Oh, that's true. They might last a little longer. Of course. So I got no cash. He's destroying me again. Okay, so... Yeah, these guys are just annihilating me. Just every confrontation. I'm not sure what I should be doing differently. Okay, so...
I would build like an army that's twice as big and build less turrets.
Alright, let's give the... So, I wonder if I can just return to the Warrens, and then... I think I have to sit through all that dialogue again. Oh, I don't have to sit through the dialogue again. Great! I thought I did. Okay, so...
And then just like run off the scout, because you don't really have anything else to do while you're sitting here, right?
I guess that's true. Yeah, that one's just queued, so yeah.
And then there's a button somewhere that will dig back to your base,
Oh, that's... I think that's the X button.
so you don't actually have to run all the way back.
Good point. Okay, there's the enemy. So now I'm back here. Should I? Yes. Let's just get the economy going there. And then I won't build a bunch of turrets. I'll just build up my army, then I'll bring my army down to attack. Are there? Oh, hey, I can recruit that guy eventually. And that guy. And that guy. All these people I can recruit. And there's
Do you
a
always have an ally in this map, I wonder?
I was,
You
yeah.
just need to find him?
Yeah, did I just do a bad job of finding my ally last time?
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so now I've got a friend. Which at the very least might be just a nice secondary target for the enemy.
You know, finish your farms. I think the guy's not attacking you yet, right?
Alright. Alright, so queued that up. Okay, yeah, so my squirrels down there, they were red because I couldn't afford to feed more of them. But then as soon as I had enough food for a new squirrel to show up, it showed up. So it looks like the timer fills up when it's ready to give me a new one. But then if there's not enough food, when it fills up, it just turns red and waits until there is enough food. Okay, so we're gonna have a ton of squirrels. Let me head back down here and see what he's doing. Hello. Okay, this is my friend. Let's recruit that guy. Why not? Wait, where am I? Oh, there we are. Oh, what the?
My understanding is if they have stuff to attack, they won't attack you. You can kind of stand in the middle and see what's going on.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So I'm the last one they're going to attack?
Yeah, and even if you die, like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'll respawn after some amount of time. So they're already rebuilding my army down here. Oh, it looks like they took out some of my farms while I was gone. So let's my infrastructure's my allies' infrastructure. Go defend my ally. Sound nice like that. Looks like he burrowed away. Okay, so I don't know if I've got the guys that I want in order to do an effective attack here, but we'll give it a try. So, okay, stand in the middle here.
And I think when you say attack, you can kind of pick what target you want.
Yeah, I think it'll highlight a target near me, and if I hit the trigger, that's what they'll attack. So, okay. To fight these snakes, I feel like I need something more powerful than what I've got. My troops are... Is that just the same message from before? Okay, so I've got an army.
It looks like there's also a gristmill up in the north you could go take.
Yeah, I think in order to keep up, I think, that's going to be necessary. So as soon as I have 60... Uh-oh, my allies' troops are under attack. Oh, wait, I had a thing queued.
You're building a bunch of stuff, so you're not going to have money until it's done.
What is happening? Hey! Come over here. Hey, guys. Did my ally just destroy my enemy's base? My farms. It's just, they're annihilating my farms. So, and maybe that's what I should be doing with these guys, is annihilating the enemy's farms so that he can't build up his army as quickly.
Yeah, but I mean, you need to address your economy. Like, you're not going to make any money. You can also sell your ones for full value.
That's true.
Like, you're never going to have money until you build all your squirrels up. So I would sell some stuff. So that you can then go buy the other stuff.
Oh, okay.
Because, like, this gristmill is running low, is what I was saying.
It's running low? You mean, like, is there something besides the fact that I had filled up its farm slots?
They run fallow after you farm them out.
Oh, I didn't realize that was even a thing. Okay, I didn't understand what was going on there. Well, it's just, it's a miracle that I have survived this long for the first time to actually have this problem. I've never seen mills go fallow. So I've got no troops right now. So I assumed that the fields going fallow was just they got destroyed by the enemy.
No, they do get destroyed, but if they just run out after a while, and then there's no more food on the map.
Oh, and then just somebody's eventually going to die from that.
Yeah.
So can my soldiers only see what I can see?
I mean, they can see what they can see.
'Cause, yeah,
If they're on low ground and there's nothing up above, they won't be able to see.
all right.
But you can provide them vision.
So they can see what they can see, but then they can also see what I can see. Oh, interesting. All right, let's get some more squirrels back in a sec. I can recruit them individually. Okay. So it looks like my ally just did all the hard work. Like, we're winning, but it's not because of me. Not because of anything I did.
Yeah, so where's the yellow guy?
Is he in the southwest corner of the map? Oh, no, yeah, he's somewhere around here. Let's... that's my ally. My ally's doing great.
This is all yellow stuff.
Oh, wait. Oh, you're right. I thought I saw... Oh, there's a red highlight around it because I was targeting it. And I thought that meant it belonged to the red guy. That can be confusing.
No, that's because that's where the ferrets are.
Oh, the red highlight means my ferrets are targeting it?
That's like where the ferret.
Okay. So I'm trying to take out the gristmill, or at least do damage to it, while my ally keeps their troops busy. That seems like an effective split. Looks like I'm just going to burrow out because that's going to end however it ends. My economy could be built up quite a bit, and so could my army. Okay, just waiting.
It's gonna build you another ferret before you're off.
Boom! My ally has succeeded. Yay! I suck at these so much. So I tend to just sort of pop back and forth between different frustrating situations. Either I'm too focused on my economy and my army is suffering and I'm losing battles, or I'm too focused on fighting and my army and my economy is suffering. I'm always on one extreme or the other, and so I'll usually just kind of get frustrated and... Let's see here, so 180 for this. So I'll usually just get frustrated at some point and be like when I have one problem, I'll be like, but I just tried to solve the other problem and it didn't work. So, I don't know. I'm just not in a... Yeah, so great going, AI ally. You did a good job. And I was kind of present for some of the parts that happened. Oh, so now I'm going to take over the next army. Interesting.
Yeah, I was wondering how that worked. Like, if you just choose one army and you're them forever? Like, did you choose when you started? Or
No, when I started, I was just automatically the blue guys. And so now I'm the red guys. Cloudcraft points out that one major disadvantage of this game, compared to other RTSs, is that you can't easily switch from economy management to army management. Like, you're kind of committed to something when you're in the middle of it. Hey, Nubs, we got a problem, and the matriarch says you're the one to help. Some of the matriarch's enforcers were out near Snarky. Got caught by a KSR patrol. Quartermaster's got them working in labor camps now. If we don't break them out soon, they'll get shipped off to the kitchens. Matriarch won't stand for that. Shipped off to the kitchens, of course, doesn't mean you have to do kitchen work. It means they're going to be eaten. Okay, let's go on a mission then. So what do we have? Got, little lizard guys, nomads of the north. We've got the Trench Gang, which is, let's see here. I'm not sure what this is. Attack, so high defense, I guess? Range one, so they're, stealth melee, interesting, okay. And then flying, and they, these guys spawn the frogs? No.
They spawn zombie mice.
Of course they spawn zombie mice. What else would you do if you're an owl?
So someone is asking if the different factions have different units. They do not.
They don't? So far, it looks like they do. Like I had
mean, because they're giving them to you like I don't know about the campaign, but for multiplayer,
everybody has access to the same set of stuff.
yeah, they're not different. The setting is sort of like a Russian Bolshevik revolution.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it has that sense of So did I just lose? Okay, let's figure out what I was supposed to do instead of that. Instead of just marching my guys into a firing range. Oh, don't! Hey, come here! Don't do that again. So what am I supposed to do?
So if they're in water, they heal because they're lizards.
Oh, of course they do. Great. Can my guys fight that? I think they can't fight that.
I mean, they have spears. I think they can.
Well, they weren't.
They're too far away.
A happy day for the common folk. Okay, but I've just completely lost so many troops, and I don't have a way to build new ones, apparently.
I don't know. How many do you have?
I've got 2 left.
Do you?
Oh, wait, no. What? Oh, only 2 wounded ones. The circles mean that they're wounded. Okay, got it. Okay, so I'm down to 4 guys now. I don't even know if I should be attacking these. Probably shouldn't. I'm not sure what else to do. So, I'm betting this is meant to be a stealth mission. I'm betting I'm supposed to be avoiding all of this conflict. But I don't feel like it, because I saw that stealth was the specialty of one of the units that I was allegedly given. Okay, so I'm going to hold down the right trigger, which means stay with me and don't fight. And we're going to explore. Okay, can't go that way. Figure out what we're actually supposed to be doing. Here's a ramp. Oh my gosh! Okay, wait. Those guys are long range. I think if we get close, we should be able to take them out. Okay. That seemed to go okay. And I've got... Oh, did I just rescue some dudes that are on my side?
Yeah, you rescued some chameleons.
Okay, so...
Well, now there's more water.
Okay, so I can't go that way. So note that all the maps are different every single time, which is fascinating. So I'm not sure what the value of these stealth guys is exactly. Like, just they can get close to the enemy before...
My understanding is they're high health, they attack faster than other guys, and yeah, they're invisible.
Am I... Oh, there's a ramp over here. That's maybe where I'm supposed to go. Or is this map just... I feel like there's no way for me to go. And now... The crap! Oh, this was the way to go?
Oh yeah, so at each one of those...
Is that a wolf?
Get him?
Trying. That was a biggin. I don't even know what it... Oh, plus 10 HP. What, for all my guys or for me or for what? Oh, kid, come here. Go take these guys out. Okay, so I've got more, so I'm freeing more of my brothers and sisters. Come here. Let's go. Hey, no. Keep fighting. Okay, so this time my army is growing instead of shrinking. Oh, look, water. Come here, everybody. Get in the water. The common people will revolt. Oh, yeah, so Cloud Capture's reminding me of something that I eventually realized too, that if I go ahead, I'm causing a lot less risk to my army. Ah! So I don't know if my guys can do anything to this owl. Oh, no, the owl is my friend. The owl was somehow that creature's captive. Okay, everybody come over here and hang out in the water. I'll go find out where our next objective is. Ah! Over here. Okay, come here. To me! To me, troops! Everyone attack. Just everybody. I don't care. I have so many now. Let's go back to the water, everyone.
See, the owl spawns zombie mice every so often.
So is my army just going to steadily grow
I think
underneath
they
me?
die after a while.
Okay.
So you can have up to 6 at a time.
So I can't. Yeah. So, but they don't get counted amongst my my troops at the bottom of the page or whatever, bottom of the screen.
They just belong to
the owl. They just follow the owl.
Yeah.
All right. So it looks like I've done what I can over here. Yeah, I wonder what your enemies are up to too. Trying to find your way through this map is kind of insane. Oh, what does this mean? Why is it counting down? Have I failed if it counts down and I haven't found my way through the map? No? Okay, it just gave me a bonus? For what? I don't understand what's happening.
You get a bonus star for finishing in a certain amount of time.
Oh, okay. Okay, so they can shoot that thing with their spears. Cool. All right. Well, I have set my expectations for how well I will score in this game very low, so I'm not too bothered by that. Already been here. Everybody get in the water. All right, we'll try that. Oh, all the way down here into a dead end? No. Okay. Wait, this is... Okay, I think we can probably face off against a turret now that I've got so many people. Oh, they're getting attacked by what? Here, you guys deal with that. Okay, yeah. Come on. Okay, everyone attack this. Attack this. I think I probably just lost a bunch of troops, didn't I? Maybe I should have just brought the chameleons so they could get close to that thing before getting mowed down. Because they had a lot of health.
So the interesting thing about the barbed wire is it can only be hit by melee units, but it can also be hit by lizards, which have a range. Mustard gas skunk.
Mustard gas? Of course it is. All right. Now... where else do I need to go? Is this a way I can go? No? Not a way I can go? Grrr. So, okay. So not here. Where can I go?
If you looked on your minimap, it looks like it kind of tells you.
Is it? I don't think it's telling. I mean, it's telling me where I haven't gone yet, but some of that might just be places I can never go. And
I
so
think if you go kind of southwest from here.
it looks like there's something up here I haven't done yet. Oh, there's a way. Okay. It's my character sounds like she's speaking French. This feels a little bit more like it may be the French Revolution than the, or maybe these guys are French revolutionaries and the KSR are like Russian revolutionaries.
I think you want to go southeast from here. I think, based on the map.
But like, where? That like where is the tiny little access point I can't see?
Yeah, the map is not.
I'm actually pretty impressed that they were able to come up with something this elaborate and convoluted via what appears to be procedural generation. Woohoo! All right, we found it. Yeah, that looks empty. Over here? Okay. Come on, guys.
Lizards are also super fast. You know, like group them before they're gonna show up before everyone else.
All right, how many more of these? How many more of these are there? I guess up to the northwest is where I want to go now.
You have a huge army now.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because I don't feel like I did anything all that different this time around to not just annihilate my. There's the access. To not just annihilate my entire army, but.
Yeah, no, it very much felt like your guys were just all dying in every single combat.
Until
I
this
didn't
one,
realize it
and
was
then.
spawning more for you. Yeah.
Yeah, so and that first time too, it felt like it wasn't like I was maybe I attacked a couple camps that just didn't have a lot of guys or had almost no guys. Okay. Okay, so
I mean, I
this is
think
not the
that's
way.
why you ended up with full health guys, is because it was spawning you more.
Oh yeah, and I just didn't realize that's what was happening.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is definitely not the way into that. Okay,
You
so
have to go all the way around.
oh my gosh, this way maybe. So, well, the owl catches up to me quickly. What's wrong with the rest of you?
Zombie mice.
Oh, they're all clinging to me.
Didn't look like you could really go through there. But you know, whatever.
Yeah. The chameleons are super important for this, I think, because they can get closer before they start taking fire. And then they can handle the fire once they start taking it. Okay. I declare that I am done. I should be done. And I can't imagine...
Is it way at the very top? There's that little section that didn't get uncovered?
Oh, no. Oh, no, we have to go all the way back there. Why? Why? Okay. How did I even... Right. Really, like, stuff that is impassable and stuff that is not impassable. Oh, hey, no, just somebody attack this. Like, the difference is pretty hard to detect. Okay, it looks like I can't get through that way. Okay, so this is just gonna... Can they actually hit that? Oh, they can. How are they getting through? I don't see how to... I have no idea how my troops got through. I couldn't figure out how to get through there at all. So now we will eat the communists! Excellent. Okay, well that is definitely the last mission I'm going to be able to complete with the time that we have. Oh, I've totally been ignoring what Cloudcraft's been saying. Oh yeah, he's commenting on the procedural generation, like ideas of like, you know, how maybe that level could have been structured a little differently to make it clearer what was passable and what was not, and have it not be quite so convoluted. And he's reminding me to use a minimap, but it's like, you can use a minimap to find gaps. You can't use a minimap to find passageways. But yeah, so anyway, that is Tooth and Tail. You can definitely tell that even though I was playing poorly and I wasn't getting a lot done, there are definitely people out there who are much better at this game, and many of them, I mean, certainly the way that the chat and Matthew were commenting on my performance, there are definitely smarter ways to play this game than what I do. So anyway, yeah, that's Tooth and Tail, and I'm gonna quit. Thanks for helping me out, Matthew.
Yeah.
I think I would have just beaten my head against that completely unsuccessfully if I hadn't had some advice.
That map definitely seemed kind of frustrating and annoying. Yeah, it's interesting. Like they've simplified and made a lot of it more accessible, but not like more casual necessarily.
Yeah, exactly. Like it feels like wow, an RTS is actually playable with a controller, and like that's a that's actually kind of a high bar just to hit that, But there were definitely places where it's like a lot of times I would send my guys to attack something, but I wouldn't be able to. I didn't get enough feedback to know that they were definitely attacking that thing, or that they definitely were not attacking the thing I thought they were supposed to be attacking. And so like there were times when I knew my soldiers were nearby, and an enemy was attacking, and I just kind of assumed they were firing. And you had to point out, hey, your guys are just sitting back and not firing and not doing anything. And I was like, oh, crap, I got to make them attack. But, like, the difference wasn't that huge. And the fact that it's all very, like, it's adorably pixelated, but it's also kind of unclear.
Pixel art does not improve readability often.
Yeah, there's cases where you can use pixel art to an advantage to improve readability. But in this case, especially trying to navigate that last map, it was also particularly hard. Yeah, Clubcraft says, I feel that the one area that is too simplified is that you can't split up troops properly. Like you can't. You can only split up troops by the type of troop. So if you want to like leave someone behind while you go and attack, you have to choose. Okay, this entire class of guys have to stay behind while this entire class goes ahead. Which is, I mean, that might have been just necessary simplification. Like,
I mean, so much about RTS is about multitasking and doing multiple things at the same time, not strategy.
Yeah.
And you can't say continue to do all the multitasking stuff while simplifying it. Like
yeah.
Like you want to be able to split up your troops so you can flank and do things like that. But the moment you allow people to do it, now you have to do that in order to be good.
Yeah, that's true. And then the complexity just ramps up again.
Yeah, like it makes it less accessible. Like by not allowing you to do that, by not allowing you to quickly switch back and forth between economy and army control, you're telling people you can't do it, so you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to be good at that.
Yeah.
The moment you do it, that's when you start needing hotkeys so you can switch back and forth. That's when you start needing 300 APM. Like,
yeah. So
they have specifically chosen to not allow you to do any of those things.
So maybe
to reduce that.
Maybe there's some other hypothetical game somewhere where you can do like maybe where you don't have to split your attention as much between say base management and troop management. Where maybe if base management was more passive, like you don't have to walk to the spot and place your warren. There's just a button you push and hey, make a warren in the only place where warrens can be made, or something like that.
They've already simplified it a lot.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You just go to your base and say, put a unit producer thing here, and then you never have to worry about it again.
Yeah,
Where in StarCraft, you put it there, and then every time you want to make a unit, you have to select it and say, make me one unit.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, it definitely is much more
significantly simpler.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, is this genre so incompatible with controllers and stuff that even this is not far enough? Like, even this needs to be simplified further. Or is it just, I mean, of course, another explanation for it being too hard for me is that I suck at this genre. That's also another, like, maybe this is plenty simplified. I'm just not a good enough player at this genre for the simplification to matter. Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, it seems like the game has you doing one and then the other, but it doesn't, you don't have to constantly go back and forth like you do in other RTSs. Like, once you've built up your base, then you go attack for a while, and like your army will be automatically refilled. Yeah,
as long as you're not just playing like a disaster like I do. Like if the enemy is in your base, then you've got a problem. You've got to constantly be building up, replacing the things that they're destroying, and you're basically back on your heels, and you're probably going to lose. But as long as you can sort of keep the front lines away from your base and out in the middle of the field or in the enemy's base, then yeah, you're right. Yeah, your base you can just leave it alone, and it'll just keep feeding stuff to you. So now that makes sense.
Yeah, and all the other strategy game stuff of when do you go for an expansion, when do you build up your army. If you see them going for an early expansion, attack them, because your army is going to be bigger and you have more money than they do because they've invested all their money into their expansion.
Which kind of speaks to my failure to scout very often. Like I would go out there like, oh, this is where they are, and that was the only information that I was gleaning. And again, like my inexperience with this genre made it so that I think somebody who is more experienced playing this kind of game would look at their base and be like, oh, I see what they're doing. And that is meaningful to me. For me, like the location of their base was the only piece of information that I was going to be able to process quickly. And
I mean I don't think that's stuff they're expecting you to understand on your third mission or however early you are. Like I would imagine that sort of stuff is things that you're going to learn a lot later on. Of like, oh, they're building up a bunch of stuff. That means this, or they're not building this. That means this. One interesting thing that they did is they have the tier 1 units and the tier 2 units and the tier 3 units.
Mm-hmm.
And there's warrens for each of those, but all tier 1 warrens look exactly the same.
Oh,
and all tier 2 warrens look exactly the same, and all tier 3 warrens look exactly the same. So if you go scout your opponent and you see they have a tier 2 warren, you don't know what unit it is. You just know they have tier 2 units.
Okay, and so so you don't so that you get less information from it, but it also means I don't have to learn the appearance of 50 different buildings. I need to learn the appearance of 3 different buildings.
Yeah, I don't think that's why they did it. I mean, you have to learn the difference between the 20 different units.
Yeah, that's true.
But they're saying the stuff we want you to care about when you're scouting is what tier of unit, not specifically what unit. And once you see the unit,
then you know.
You're going to have to figure out how to counter that unit.
So when you're playing multiplayer, do you just select up front what set of what tier 1 unit, what tier 2 unit, what tier 3 unit you want, and you only get one of each? Or
when you do multiplayer, so there's 20 different units in total.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that includes the different buildings. But you pick 6 of those.
Okay.
Whichever 6 you want.
So I could say no turrets for me, but I'll have lots different kinds of tier 1 units or something like that. And that's
you
fine.
could have no tier 1 units. You could have all tier 2 and tier 3. You probably don't want to.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably want a decent spread. But yeah, you pick which 6 you want, and your opponent picks which 6 they want, and you don't see what the other person is doing. Or sometimes I think it's random.
Yeah.
You can do
it's just like a random game. It's
random
like
guys.
See what I get.
Play. Yeah, I don't know if ranked requires it to be random or if it's an option or what. It's sort of like building your own deck before you play.
That makes sense. Yeah, that actually sounds pretty interesting. Especially if you really have just random access to all the different troop types. So it's not like I'm playing this army, you're playing that army. It's like each person can be like, here's my strategy, and can feel more creatively invested in it. Mm-hmm. So, Cloudcraft says you can't attack on multiple fronts. Then again, I've criticized RTS games for focusing too much on masked units. He says I'm a fan of Supreme Commander, so I'm definitely biased. He says Supreme Commander requires less APM, but just as much multitasking. It's just more of the multitasking. More of the multitasking is on the tactical and strategic levels. I've never really gotten into Supreme Commander because I think my problem is already my failure to multitask. Like I'm pretty good at shooters because I'm only worried about one thing at a time, which is who's in front of me and can I kill them. And it's more complex than that, but I know my location, what I'm in the middle of doing, is the most important thing, and it can kind of overwhelm everything else to a large degree, especially with the kinds of shooters that I play. But I just get completely overwhelmed by RTSs, and so Supreme Commander was definitely out on the end of like you have to. There's so many just the scale of the experience was so huge. I was just like, I can't even understand this. Like this is completely over my head. I like turn-based tactical games because I have enough time to just think about each thing before I do it, rather than just getting overwhelmed by the sheer scale.
Yeah, I never played Supreme Commander.
Epic Sakura's never heard of Supreme Commander because she's a teenager. So,
I mean, Supreme Commander's not that old.
I don't, but
I guess
no, it's like
years.
I think it's more like that, more like 10, isn't it? Or is it?
Really?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Either way, she would have been in elementary school, so probably wouldn't have played it.
Not as old as Total Annihilation, which is
that's true. That one's more like
the spiritual successor.
That one's more like 18 years old or something, isn't it? That one's
I think it was like
super
98.
old. That one legitimately had pixel graphics like we saw here. Only that's just was the cutting edge of the time.
I thought Total Annihilation was more 3D, like it was like rendered 3D units.
I just remember I played Kingdoms briefly, and I just remember it being kind of pixely and hard to tell what was going on sometimes. But maybe that's just my fault in memory.
It was like a weird isometric, but I think the units all looked like they were rendered in 3D.
It could be they use 3D to generate 2D pixelated sprites.
I think that's...
Cloudcraft just sent Epic Sakura the trailer for Supreme Commander, so you can check that out. She did play Warcraft 3 though, so you know she played something old school. Okay, anyway, we should totally get out of here because we have jobs and things. So thanks again to Matthew for coming and making this, you know, much more informative about a game that otherwise would have probably just overwhelmed me with my ability to understand it. So anyway, see you later.